Heartbreak, revenge, redemption, love. She dumped him for the ex. But karma knocked at midnight. Jack's epic comeback. Hey guys, what's up? It's Jack here, and welcome to the channel. Tonight, I'm diving into a story that has been sitting with me for a while now. It's got everything heartbreak that hits like a truck, a comeback that feels earned, and a twist at the end that'll have you shaking your head. I'm telling it all from my perspective. No sugarcoating, just straight talk like we're kicking it over coffee. Grab something to drink, settle in. This is gonna run about an hour total, split into parts so you can binge or pause. Let's jump right in. Back then, Sarah and I had been together for 3 solid years. I'm a freelance photographer, the kind who's always out there chasing the perfect light sunrises over mountains. Golden hour on the beach, you name it. Not chasing people or drama, just the shot. Sarah was the total opposite, an accountant. Everything in her world was organized, numbers lined up perfectly, spreadsheets that never had a single error. We clicked because of that balance, or at least that's what I told myself. I brought the wild, unpredictable energy. She brought the structure and the steady ground. Life felt smooth, man. We didn't argue about cash, didn't have trust blowups, didn't stress over where we were headed long term. It was easy, comfortable, the kind of relationship where you think, yeah, this could last forever. But comfort's sneaky, it can fade into the background until something flashier catches the eye. For Sarah, that something was her ex, Ryan. Dude popped up out of nowhere after years of radio silence. Suddenly he's texting her nonstop, painting this picture of how he's changed, got a sharp suit, driving a sleek black BMW, talking big about finally having his act together, building some business empire. At the start, Sarah was upfront with me about it all. She'd show me the messages and say, "He's just an old friend hitting a rough patch." Nothing more. But I picked up on the change in her tone real quick. It wasn't pity anymore. It was like she saw him as this fixer-upper project, someone she could rescue and mold into something better. Not someone to steer clear of, you know? I could have pushed, asked a million questions, demanded details. But I didn't. Not because I was clueless or too chill to care. I wanted to see what she'd do when the choice was all hers. No pressure from me. Turns out, her version of honesty came with a shelf life. It expired the second temptation looked too good. The excuses started piling up slow, but steady. "Gotta work late tonight," she'd say. Or helping Ryan with his business plan. He's really turning things around. Then it was dinners, with an old friend that ran way past reasonable hours. Every time, part of me wanted to dig deeper, call it out, but I held back. I was testing the waters, seeing if she'd swim straight or veer off course on her own. One evening, we're at our go-to diner, the one with the greasy burgers and bottomless coffee. Her phone buzzes on the table, screen lighting up. I catch a glimpse. "Dinner tonight?" "Need to talk." She snatches it, flips it face down like it's hot. Acts casual, but her cheeks flush a little. I don't say a word. Just keep munching on my fries. Inside, though, this heavy, sinking feeling settles in my gut. It's not jealousy yet, it's certainty. I knew right then this was building to something ugly. See, I'd been secretly planning a surprise for our upcoming anniversary. Nothing over the top, but meaningful. Sarah had mentioned once, super casually, about wanting a simple silver car someday. "When things are more stable," she said, staring out the window like it was a distant dream. I'd been scraping together cash for weeks, skipping extras, taking on side gigs. It wasn't about flexing or buying her love, it was about making her daily grind easier. Showing I listened, that I was in it for the long haul. I even pictured the moment, pulling up in the parking lot behind her apartment, handing over the keys with a grin. Thought it'd be one of those stories we'd tell later, laughing about how I pulled it off. But funny thing about planning a future, you got to make sure the other person is still on the same page. Clearly, Sarah was flipping ahead without me. The very next night, my phone rings. It's her. "Jack, we need to talk." Her voice is soft, almost scripted, like she practiced in the mirror. No shaking, no tears, no hint of regret. We meet in that same parking lot behind her place, the exact spot I'd imagined for the key handover. She gets out of her car, walks over, and drops the bomb. "I think we should just be friends. Ryan needs me more right now. He's really going through it, and I can't abandon him." I stand there, keys to the new car burning a hole in my pocket. For a split second, I think maybe I misheard, but no, it's clear as day. She's choosing him not out of some dire emergency, but because curiosity won. The grass looked greener, shinier, more exciting. I pull the keys out, look at them, then slide them back in. Meet her eyes, calm as can be, and say, "All right. Hope you find what you're looking for." No yelling, no pleading for reasons. I already knew them. She looks relieved, like she just unloaded a burden, not realizing she dropped the last bit of respect I had left for her. I turn, get in my car, and drive off. No glancing in the rearview. That moment felt oddly serene, like accepting a truth you've been dodging. I figured that was the end of us. Thought the story wrapped there in that empty lot. Boy, was I wrong. But that's for the next part. Stick around. Driving home that night, the city lights blur past, but my head's clear. No radio, no calls to friends for event session. I park, walk inside, and crash. Sleep comes easy, deeper than it has in months. Weird, right? You'd think a breakup like that would wreck you, leave you staring at the ceiling all night. But nah, it was relief. The days after, I braced for the wave of sadness, the heartbreak hangover. It never crashed. Instead, I poured everything into my work. Booked more travel shoots, hiking remote trails at dawn, capturing festivals where people are alive and unfiltered, shooting portraits of strangers with stories in their eyes. My edits got sharper, my shots started turning heads. Before I knew it, a small gallery in Portland reached out. "We love your stuff, want to do a solo show? Call it Sunsets or whatever fits." I went for it. Opening night? Packed. Prints flew off the walls faster than I could frame them. Felt good, earned. Friends in our shared circle couldn't help themselves. They'd drop updates on Sarah without me asking. Always with that pity tone, like they were delivering news I secretly craved. "She seems really happy, Jack. Moved in with that Ryan guy. The business dude. You know, her ex?" I just smile. Shrug. Bright and shiny doesn't mean solid. Often means hollow inside. Didn't elaborate. Didn't need to. Then, a couple months in, the real talk started filtering through. Ryan's success was smoke and mirrors. His business? A house of cards built on bad loans, scams that fell apart halfway, credit cards maxed in fake names. He'd skip town whenever creditors came knocking. Sarah, thinking she was saving him, dumped her entire savings into covering his messes. Tried to keep up with rent, hold her job, but the weight crushed her. She lost the apartment, quit accounting altogether. Mutual friends started noticing Mark's bruises she brushed off with weak excuses. Hearing that didn't give me some twisted satisfaction, no told you so glee. Just a nod to the inevitable. Folks who chase fantasies always slam into the wall, eventually. By then, I had my own path carving out nicely. I was on a gig in Oregon Travel Feature, shooting rugged coastlines and hidden spots. That's where I met Leah. She was the editor assigned to the project. We'd hole up for hours in coffee shops or her makeshift office, poring over my raw files, tweaking captions, debating what made a photo pop. She'd steal my latte, I'd snag her notes. Leah was quick-witted, zero tolerance for BS, and allergic to unnecessary drama. First day, she spots my ancient camera and goes, "Man, this beast has logged more miles and seen more real life than half the people I know." I cracked up genuine laugh, the kind that sneaks up after you've forgotten how. We kept teaming up after that shoot. She'd critique my compositions mercilessly. "Too much sky, Jack Croppett." I'd fire back at her writing. "Another adjective?" We get it, the trail's breathtakingly serene. No grand gestures, no scripted romance. Just consistent vibes, showing up without expectations or facades. In the middle of all that, my phone pings late one night. Unknown number, but the preview gives it away. "Jack, I screwed up bad. Ryan bailed, he lied about everything. I'm broke, lost it all. But you care, right? We can talk? You still love me?" Pleading emojis, the works. I read it twice. No rage bubbling, no warm flashbacks. Just exhaustion. Fingers on the keyboard. I loved the version of you I'd built in my head. That girl's long gone. Hit send. Block. Phone down. No second thoughts. Closure isn't always a deep chat or tearful makeup. Sometimes it's hitting delete and walking away from the mess you didn't create. Peace followed that night, quiet and real. Work kept rolling. Leah and I synced up on more projects, road trips for shots, late nights polishing stories. Connection grew organic, no rush. Then, about 3 months after the text, everything exploded again. But we'll get there. Fast forward 3 months. I'm at home, feet up, editing a batch of ocean shots on my laptop. Leah's crashed on the couch nearby, some travel book open on her chest. breathing steady. It's one of those chill evenings where the world feels right, rain tapping the window, no deadlines screaming. Then boom boom boom, fist pounding the door like it owes money. Hard enough to rattle the frame. I freeze, think maybe a delivery gone wrong, or a neighbor 3 sheets to the wind, but the yell cuts through. Jack. Open up, you spineless jerk. Sarah's voice raspy, broken, way too familiar. Heart kicks, but I stay cool. Crack the door, and the scene hits like a bad movie. She's drenched from the rain, mascara rivers down her face, eyes glassy and unfocused. Behind her? Trio of friends, with phones up, red lights blinking, filming every second. Shutter clicks, low murmurs. Don't stop, get it all. She lunges forward, finger in my face. You ditched me. Ruined everything. This is your fault. I don't flinch, hands casual in pockets. Sarah, what the hell are you doing here? She stumbles closer, words slurring. Oh, now you're too good. Flaunting your perfect life online while I'm drowning? You abandoned me, Jack, you destroyed me. Her crew jumps in, yelling taunts, circling for angles. Phones everywhere. It clicks instantly. Ambush. She's staging this for clicks, views, sympathy, painting me as the cold X in her viral victim story. Leah materializes behind me, voice steady as steel. Police are on the way. Sarah cackles empty, manic. Do it. Show the world what he really is. I stand firm, meet Sarah's wild stare. Speak low, even. You weren't left behind, Sarah. You left yourself the minute you picked lies over what we had. It pierces for a beat, her eyes flicker, like truth snuck through the haze. Then denial slams back. She's shrieking again, hands shoving my chest. Crew still recording, hyping her. Leah's on the phone, line open, describing it play by play. Sirens wail closer. I step aside, cue up the doorbell cam footage on my tablet, G clear, her banging, screaming, trying to push inside. Cops roll up, assess quick. One officer, world-weary sigh. Ma'am, time to go. Return here, it's trespassing charges stick. Sarah's trembling now, voice cracking. He's the liar! He broke me, you don't get it. But credibility's gone. Even her filming squad shifts uneasy, phones dipping, faces sour. They know it's busted. Officers guide her out. On the porch, she whips around one final time, eyes blazing hurt and hate. You'll regret this, Jack. Regret not being my hero. I wait till the cruisers vanish into the rain. Then, mostly to myself. Regret's all yours, Sarah, not mine. Door shuts. Click of the lock. Silence rushes back, rain filling the void her chaos left. Leah grabs my hand, soft squeeze. You good? Exhale. Better than good. Free. That night sealed it. No more ghosts rattling chains, but the aftermath? That's next. The dust settled after the doorstep circus. No follow-ups, no sneaky texts. Sarah's storm blew out. A few weeks on, Leah and I decided screw the city noise. We packed light, hit the road for a quiet coastal spot in Oregon. Think misty cliffs, endless ocean views, hills so green they hurt to look at. The kind of place where your thoughts can breathe. I set up a modest studio downtown. Clean white walls, huge windows letting in that soft natural light, salt breeze sneaking through cracks. No chasing trends or staged influencer sessions with fake laughs for the feed. Just honest work. Sweeping landscapes, portraits of locals with weathered faces and real stories, moments that don't need filters. It fed the soul more than the bank, but that was fine. Leah kept freelancing, penning pieces on secret hiking paths. Quirky coastal artists, chasing storms for the perfect wave crash. Some afternoons, she'd perch by the window, laptop balanced, hair tousled by wind, typing away while I developed roles in the darkroom out back. We didn't dissect the past much. Words weren't necessary. The quiet said enough. Piece like that doesn't need a backstory. Studio hummed along enough clients to cover rent, coffee, film stock. Success tasted like stability without the grind. I wiped most socials clean. Not bitter. Just over it. Once you've swam in someone else's tornado, calm becomes addictive. One crisp spring morning, rummaging a desk drawer for lens caps. My fingers brush cold metal. Pull it out, the car key. Original fob untouched. The silver ride I'd bought for Sarah, back when I mistaken patience for love, thinking surprises could glue what was cracking. I roll it in my palm, light glinting off like a memory and a warning. Leah strolls in, 2 steaming mugs in hand. Dude, you look like you unearthed pirate gold. Chuckling. Close. Got this for a girl who didn't get what real love looks like. Time to rewrite the ending with someone who does. She sets the coffees down, gaze warm, no hesitation. Count on me to make sure it's a regret-free sequel. That evening, we fire up the car, my old reliable. Not the silver one, and cruise Highway 101. Windows cracked, radio murmuring old tunes, waves pounding rocks far below. Miles in, Leah glances over. She still cross your mind? I think the screams, the setups, the me who tried fixing unfixable things. Shake my head slow, not her. The guy I was back then, how much I've leveled up since. Fingers intertwine, road bends ahead, open and bright. Future finally in focus. Sarah faded post-incident. Rumors drifted, debts piling sky high, mental health crashing, another guy bailing amid the wreckage. Profiles vanished overnight, some pitied. I felt neither hate nor sorrow, just release. Letting go preserves dignity when holding on would have cost it. Alright, picking up where we left off, life in that little Oregon coastal town was starting to feel like home in the best way. The studio I set up? It wasn't some fancy gallery with velvet ropes and overpriced prints. Nah, just a cozy spot on the main drag. White walls that bounce the natural light perfectly. Big old windows facing the street where you could watch fog roll in off the ocean. And that constant salty breeze sneaking through any crack it could find. I kept the door open on good days, letting the sound of waves and seagulls mix with the click of my shutter. Clients trickled in steady, nothing overwhelming, but enough to keep the lights on and the film stocked. Locals became regulars. There was this old fisherman, Tom, who'd come in every few months for a portrait. Weather-beaten face, hands like leather from decades hauling nets. He'd sit in the chair by the window, squinting into the lens, and tell stories about storms that swallowed boats whole. I'd capture that grit, the lines around his eyes telling more than any filter could. Tourists popped in, two hikers wanting shots from the cliffs, couples on vacation chasing that perfect sunset vibe. No posed, fake smile nonsense. I'd take 'em out to the trails or the beach, let the wind mess their hair, and snap the real moments. The ones where they laughing at a goal, stealing fries, or just staring at the horizon like it held answers. Leah fit right into the rhythm. She'd freelance from wherever, sometimes the studio corner with her laptop, sometimes a cafe down the block overlooking the pier. Her writing was picking up steam, pieces on hidden coves only locals knew, interviews with artists carving driftwood into wild sculptures, guides to chasing the coastal storms without getting swept away. Bigger outlets started biting travel mags, online sites with real reach. She'd come back from a day out, cheeks flushed from the wind, dumping her notes on the table. Jack, you gotta shoot this spot tomorrow, the light's insane at low tide. We'd plan it over dinner, which was usually some experiment with fresh seafood that half the time ended in laughter and takeout. Our days blurred in the good way. Mornings, coffee on the porch, watching mist burn off the hills. Afternoons, me in the darkroom developing roles, the chemical smell mixing with ocean air. Her typing away, cursing at a stubborn paragraph. Evenings, walks on the beach, skipping rocks, or just sitting on the sand letting the waves do the talking. We didn't overthink it, no big talks about where this is going. It just went organic, easy, the kind of connection that builds quiet but strong. I deleted most of my social media by then. Not in a dramatic burn-it-all way, just faded out. Scrolled less, lived more. After drowning in Sarah's chaos for so long, the absence of notifications felt like freedom. No more curated highlights reeling me back into drama I didn't start. Friends from the old city would text occasionally. How's the coast treating you? I'd send a quick pic of a sunrise or Leah mid-laugh, keep it light. They got the hint, no deep dives into the past. Reflecting on it all, that parking lot moment was the pivot. Handing back those keys, best unspoken decision ever. I dodged a future of constant bailouts, excuses, and walking on eggshells. Sarah was out there chasing a savior fantasy. Ended up with a scam artist who left her holding the bag. Her path, her lessons. Mine led to this, to Leah, who matched my energy without draining it. To work that fed my soul instead of stressing it. One weekend, we hiked this rugged trail up the cliff's steep switchbacks, views that stretched forever. At the top, wind whipping, Leah turns to me. Remember when you thought stability meant fixing someone else? I nodded, catching my breath. Yeah, now I know it's building with someone who's already whole. She grinned, pulled me in for a salty kiss. Moments like that? Gold. The key from way back, the silver car, one sat in a drawer for ages. Then one day, I dug it out, stared at it. Ghost of old plans. Leah saw, didn't pry. Sell it? Or? I thought then, nah, let's use it right. Traded it in toward a beat-up Jeep perfect for beach runs and gear hauls. She drives it now, blasting playlists, windows down. Symbol reborn. From what almost was to what is. Old scars? Faded. The drama sharpened me, taught me to spot red flags early. Value clarity over blind hope. Love's not endless patience. It's mutual respect, showing up real. Sarah's name barely crossed my mind anymore. Last I heard through the grapevine, she'd bounced towns again, debts nipping at her heels, another messy split. Hoped she'd get help, therapy, stability, whatever. But it wasn't my weight to carry. Nights in the studio, wrapping a shoot, I'd step outside. Stars thick overhead, ocean humming. Peace wasn't loud, it was this. Earned, solid. Lead locked the door behind us, hand in mine. Another good day. Yeah. And tomorrow? More of the same. So here we are, the end of the road for this story or the start of a better one. From that empty parking lot where I pocketed the keys and drove away, to this foggy coast where everything clicks. Sarah thought she needed a hero to swoop in and save the day. Turned out she needed a whole legal team to clean up the wreckage. Life's ironic like that. Looking back, the signs were there with Sarah. The shifting tones, the late nights, helping Ryan, the way comfort turned invisible until shiny distractions showed up. I didn't blow up because exploding wouldn't change facts. Walking away calm? That was power. No begging, no scenes, just closure on my terms. And the comeback? Diving into photography full throttle, letting the work heal what words couldn't. Gallery shows selling out, travel gigs stacking, meeting Leah on a random shoot. None of it forced. It flowed. Leah's the anchor now, not in a clingy way, but steady. We argue over dumb stuff like the best coffee roast or if a photo needs more contrast, then laugh it off. She pushes me. Jack, enter that contest. Your series on the storms is killer. I push back only if you submit that essay on the hidden artists. Teamwork without the toxicity. We've got routines, Sunday market for fresh crab. Tuesday darkroom sessions where she helps by stealing prints. Friday drives up the highway with no destination. Simple joys stacking into something real. The studio's grown a bit. Added a back room for workshops, teaching locals kids how to see light, develop film the old way. Their eyes light up when the image appears in the tray. Reminds me why I started, capturing truth, not illusions. Leah's writing a book now, collection of coastal tales, my photos sprinkled in. We brainstorm over bonfires, marshmallows burning, ideas sparking. Sarah's final chapter? Faded to whispers. Social's dark, trail cold. Word was she hit rock bottom, evictions, breakdowns, cycling through bad choices. Some mutuals reached out back then, fishing for my reaction. You hear about Sarah? I'd say, hope she finds her way. That's it. No bitterness, no pity party. Forgiveness isn't for them, it's for you. Letting go kept my dignity intact. That doorstep ambush? Wild in hindsight. Phones rolling, accusations flying, classic desperation play for online sympathy. But with Leah calling cops, Cam's rolling truth, it backfired spectacularly. Taught me. Chaos thrives on engagement. Starve it, and it dies. The car key saga closed sweet. After trading it for the Jeep, Leah surprised me one anniversary, our first real one. Parked out front, bow on the hood, note saying, for the guy who knows when to hand him over and when to drive forward. We loaded it up that weekend, camping gear, cameras, headed north. Camped under redwoods, shot stars, talked till dawn. Future talk slipped in natural. Maybe expand the studio, road trip cross country, adopt a dog from the shelter. No pressure, just possibilities. If I could tell past me anything? Trust the gut, peace over potential. Real love doesn't need fixing. The version of me in that lot, patient to a fault. Building dreams on sand, grew up fast. Now, I chase light that lasts. Build with someone who adds to it. You guys, thanks for writing this out. Hour of real talk, my side unfiltered. Ever escape a trap you didn't spot till it sprung? Or find gold after the storm? Comment at all, I'm in there reading. Like if peace hit home, subscribe for more stories straight from the gut. Bell for notifications. I'm Jack, catch you on the flip. Stay chasing your light.